Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. This is Total Extreme Wrestling 2020 and the 2020 WWE save. Now I did mention last week that this week I was doing something a little bit different. As you can see, the camera setup is different because I am streaming it live on twitch.tv/Kyle Dixon. The link will be in the description below. So this episode has already been streamed live. That was streamed live a few days ago. If you watched it live, thank you very much. It was a good fun. We're going to do it again and again and again. If you didn't watch it live and you missed it, this is your moment to catch up. This is going to be just the recaps of the shows, similar to the episodes before, taking out all the planning and the booking of it. This is the recaps of me going through it. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy it. We are on the week before Hell in a Cell. So you know I've got some big things planned. Okay, we start with Monday Night Raw and we open up with the United States Champion Alistair Black making his way out to the ring, and Alistair Black is here with the United States Championship on his shoulder. He's ready to fight. He wants to fight Seth Rollins, but Seth Rollins isn't the man he's going to be fighting. As you guys can see, it's Apollo Crews who answers the open challenge. I think it'd be good. Two baby faces together. Let's see if they'll have a decent match. 67 for the segment rating is about what I expected because Alistair on the mic, Apollo isn't over. But I think in ring, these two can have a really, really underrated matchup. Alistair has been killing it in the ring so far. He got an 82 out of Jinder Mahal last week. He's now got Apollo Crews. It's face v face though, so let's see what happens. Apollo and Alistair, your winner. And still United States Champion. Wow, 68. Good start. Good start to the YouTube video this week. Alistair Black defeats Apollo Crews. He says the end of the line, I'm going to go with the Black Mass. He defends his United States Championship for the fourth time successfully. I wonder why 68. I mean, Apollo 55 really didn't bring it, did you, Apollo? You really didn't bring the business here. And Alistair Black did, a 75. Lots of bonuses, which is good. High title prestige, which is really good. But it really was about Apollo and the face v face. I thought it might work. It didn't. Good start to the show. Not a good start to the show. From there we go to, let me move this back up. We go to backstage where Alistair Black's rival on Sunday, the man who was looking to take the United States Championship away from him, Seth Rollins, is watching backstage on a monitor. He is clearly scouting his opponent. He looks pleased when in comes the Raw general manager, Christian Cage. I keep doing that. Christian comes in and he says, look, you're here. I thought you weren't going to be here. I thought you were going to have the night off ahead of Sunday, but now as you're here, I'm going to put you into action tonight. You're in tag team action. It's going to be you and your disciple over there, Murphy, against the Viking Raiders. Seth is not happy. He thought he had the night off. He does not. So yeah, let's see what happens with that before my voice goes. From there, we go to a promo by Asuka on Sunday. She takes on Shayna Baszler for the Raw Women's Championship. We haven't used Asuka as much as we should, I would say, because we've been focused on Shayna on the Raw Women's division. So Asuka now gets her opportunity. 68. It's not really working tonight. Last week was really good, an 81 rated Raw. We're not going to beat that the way this is going. Maybe. 68. Fine. From there, Asuka cuts a promo on Shayna, and here comes Drew McIntyre arriving at the arena, and he's automatically ambushed by, is it Sarah or whoever it is that's the interviewer now. She says, Drew, what do you make of it that you're in the main event tonight? And Drew goes, oh, I'm in the main event tonight. And then she goes, yes, you're in there against Angel Garza. And Drew McIntyre just gives a smile. He's pleased. He's ready to fight as always. Really played his character down, the Drew McIntyre, the Scottish, not psychopath. He's not a psychopath anymore. He's the warrior. Okay, second match of the night. This is pretty good, actually. I know 61, but this is pretty good when you look at the popularities. You've got the Street Profits defeating Shane Thorne and Brendan Fink. We gave this probably a little bit more time than I should have done, actually. 11 minutes. Montez Ford gets the win with that big frog splash. Throat's gone. Apologies, guys. Spend all day talking and then this. Big frog splash. So Yeah, Shane Thorne and Brendan Fink, their popularity is low, as you can see. 34 from Shane, 43 from Brendan Fink, but we get a 58 from Angelo Dawkins and a 60 from Montez Ford to carry it through. So we actually got better than everyone's performances still, so that's good. A good chemistry from the Street Profits will help. And this is all about building up Sunday when the Street Profits will take on the Authors of Pain. Speaking of the Authors of Pain, a 51 rate. Jesus Christ, things aren't working. I shouldn't have gone on Twitch. It's Twitch has broken it. 51 rated segment here. The AOP come in and ruin the celebrations of the Street Profits with an attack, trying to soften them up for Sunday. AOP are ruthless, and they are your Raw Tag Team Champions. Right, we go from there. We're going to have another contest. Andrade is in action, and he's against Humberto Carrillo. That's better. That's better. 74. Good stuff. That is very, very good. Andrade carrying this one. Andrade is a man I really do want to use. I want to use him a lot going forward. He had the US title. He dropped it to Alistair and they had some really good matches. Now we would need to push him into that next level. This is a good way to do it. He's got a match against Ray on Sunday and that'll be a good start. 74 though is really, really good. These two I thought could have a decent match. Considering Humberto put in a 51, Andrade 74 is fantastic. So thank you, Andrade. Very, very good. Very good, actually. Surprisingly good. 74. Good stuff. Afterwards, he's in the ring. Ignore the words. What he actually does is he loads up on the screen footage of last week when Andrade and Rey Mysterio were joined by Rey's Latin legend friend, Juventud Guerrera. I know, shush, shush, shush. We did it, all right? We did it. We played it off. Guerrera came down to the ring and Andrade mercifully destroyed the both of them. Brass knucks destroyed them. And Andrade here is gloating. He is full of himself right here. He is so pleased with what he's just done in the ring against Humberto and what he did last week. He is bragging. He's a bit Del Rio-ish with his bragging is what I'm going to say. And then out comes Rey Mysterio to run him off. He wants vengeance for his friend. Maybe he's got to wait till Sunday to get it. 71. Good segment as well. That's much better from these guys. Okay, women's contest here. Peyton Royce defeated Natalya. Now, this is actually a decent matchup. 62, 54 from Peyton, 56 from Natalya. But a boost thanks to a good colour commentary. I may have boosted them a bit, to be fair. 62, though. Good stuff. Really good stuff. And Peyton is a star in this. A potential future star, anyway. So we need to start getting her wins. She is one half of the tag team champions. So she gets a win here. No storyline to this, just some momentum for Peyton Royce. Okay, we're ahead of a big matchup here. Shayna didn't do well without a script, but still knocked in a 70 rated promo. Good stuff. And the Raw Women's Champion will be in action next. She's hyping up here the match with Liv Morgan, the no DQ match, but also the championship match with Asuka. She's asked here by the... what did I say her name was? Sarah? Something like that. She's asked, are you sure this is a good idea to go into a no disqualification match just 6 days before you put your Raw Women's Championship on the line? And Shayna says she's a fighter. She will destroy anyone who comes in her path. Liv Morgan, good luck. 70. Good stuff. The match itself then. I think this could be a sleeper. This could be quite good. Shayna and Liv, no disqualification. Shayna beat Liv last week. Liv wants revenge. We're going to see a more focused Liv, a determined Liv, a bit more vicious, still babyface, but she's trying to learn from mistakes, play off the story from last week. Will it work? It will. It very much will. Shayna Baszler is a star. Shayna Baszler is a star. 75 rated segment, a 78 from Shayna Baszler. Of course, she gets the win in this no disqualification match, but a 78. The Raw Women's Champion is killing it. Killing it. Amazing. Liv Morgan, I don't think this is bad for her at all. This is very good. She's in there with a star. She may lose, but we're still going to keep building her. She put in ring forms of 47, which is, yeah, carried by Shayna, we'll say. Carried. Okay, that's not done that well. I clicked the wrong thing for this as well, didn't I? I definitely did. Let me talk you through it before you read it too much. We get a shock. We come back from break and we get a shock. We're about to go through a match and the music of Savio Vega hits. Savio Vega returns. He is back in the WWE and he's here on Monday Night Raw. No one expected it. No one knew it was coming and he's here. And he gets on the mic and he says, I'm back. Many of you may not even know who I am, but I'm back. He may not say that. He gets on the mic and he's here to bring in his new client, the future of wrestling, the future of this company, a man who may have been elite elsewhere, but a man who will be more than elite right here on Monday Night Raw. And the music hits, and here comes Sammy Guevara. I signed him in September, guys. I signed him in September. I haven't used him. I'm waiting for the right time, and I've decided to go with this. Savio will be his manager. It's not worked, but I might have clicked the wrong thing, so we're going to go with it. What's important to note here is the show stealer gimmick of Sammy, great, which is the main thing. 39 though. He's going to be in action straight away. Sammy Guevara taking on Jinder Mahal. Jinder, the best bout machine, apparently, from last week. Nope. Let's see what happens. Okay, so 62. So that's a good start for Sammy Guevara. That's pretty good. 55 from him. Jinder Mahal, 54. So actually, they were quite well matched, which works. They only had about 7 minutes, and Sammy gets the victory with a 6:30. You really want to now, for this version of Sammy Guevara, you want to play to his high flying. You want to make him your Jeff Hardy type figure, where he's a bit of a daredevil, but he's a show stealer week in and week out. That's why we're going to go with it. I just saw a comment that made me laugh. I'll get to you. I will get to you. But yeah, Sammy Guevara, I think, could be a really, really good addition to Monday Night Raw. 62, good stuff. Okay, we got backstage. We have Michael Cole go, oh, something's happening backstage, just as we go to break. And then we come back for a replay to find that Nia Jax has attacked Charlotte Flair backstage. Now, of course, this storyline started with the Who Attacked Becky storyline. Charlotte Flair had turned babyface looking for the person who attacked her best friend, remember. They'd made up, attacked her best friend. Charlotte Flair is not getting over as a babyface as much as I'd like, but hopefully this will help. Nia attacked her from behind, and I'm going to go with a Samoan drop on the car windshield. I think it'll be a good visual. I think it'll be a good visual. 56, fine. Right, first of a couple of sit-down interviews we're going to do here to really promote Sunday's Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. Of course, Kevin Owens and Randy Orton are going to have a no-holds-barred match. And the loser of that matchup cannot have a WWE Championship match until 2021 at the earliest. So it's a big match for the title picture. And these two have been rivals since SummerSlam, but they're going to put it on the line again at Hell in a Cell in a no-holds-barred match. So Kevin Owens starts here and he cuts a promo on Randy Orton, but what Kevin Owens really does is talk about the brutality that he's going to bring on Sunday. He really goes into depth of what he's going to do to Randy Orton. 74, good segment for me, really good segment. Kevin's good on the mic. Big Kev, the Kevin Owens Show, good stuff. We then straight away do the Randy Orton interview as well. So we really give these guys this 10-minute segment to work it through. Will Orton do as well? He will. It's exactly the same, actually. It's 74. But Randy Orton goes a different way. He doesn't necessarily talk about the brutality because we know that comes with Randy Orton. But what he talks about is the fact that he's won the WWE Championship so many times in his career. And this year, he's wanting to win the title. He had the match with Drew McIntyre at Backlash, I think we did it, and he lost. And then he had this number one contenders match with Kevin Owens at SummerSlam, and he lost. And then he lost his temper because he needs to be in the title picture. He needs to break the records. He is Randy Orton. He's the greatest wrestler in all of history, and he needs the accolades to show it. So on Sunday, he defeats Kevin Owens, and he will go on to be WWE Champion again. 74, good promo from Randy Orton. Okay, Damian Priest was in action against Cedric Alexander. 65 for this. So again, this is pretty good. It's better than the performances, which is good. So Raw has slowly gotten better as we went along here. 55 from Priest. Cedric 60, which is the better of the two, but Priest is being built up. So it makes sense that Damian Priest goes over. They had 10 minutes or so to have a decent matchup. I think they do well. And 65 doesn't look an attractive number, but when you compare it on your 5-star scale, that's a 3.25-star match. Pretty good. Decent stuff you would watch on Raw, and Damian Priest gets the victory. Bobby Lashley's at ringside and he's always a distraction. Apollo's also at ringside, but in the end Priest gets the victory, and afterwards Priest and Lashley run riot again for a 60-rated segment. Priest and Lashley beat down Cruz and Alexander, but the important thing we're going to go with here is that MVP is really, really directing traffic, and he's getting in the face of Cruz and Cedric as they are in a submission move take your pick. MVP is trying to get them to beg for mercy. We're going to say that they don't, at least not yet, but they are really, really destroying the core, the inner soul of these two baby faces right now. There's a plan to MVP's madness. 60 rated segment. Yeah, pretty good stuff. Okay, we went to a black promo on Rollins. We kept this in. 69. Good stuff from Alistair Black, considering he's not really a promo guy. That can work. He talks about how Seth Rollins has accused him of attacking Becky Lynch. Seth Rollins has come after his United States Championship. Seth Rollins has tried to play in the dark. But guess what? Alistair Black lives in the dark. Alistair Black is the dark. And on Sunday, that's exactly what Seth Rollins is going to see. Darkness after the big black mass kicks. Knocks him clean out. 69. Yeah, fine from Alistair Black. The tag match then, what's it going to be? Seth Rollins and Murphy against Viking Raiders. If this reaches 70, I'll be pleased, but I'm expecting it to be about 65. Seth in there is the real key bit here. If Seth can put on a show, we could get a decent match here. Well, there's your answer. 72. Seth carries it as well with an 82. Seth, my boy, well done. 59 from Murphy. 61 from Ivar. 60 from Eric is very good. Gains heat for the tag team storyline still, which I didn't realise I clicked that, but I will have it. And the US title, obviously, as well. Seth and Murphy have great chemistry when teaming together. That's very good. Seth Rollins and Murphy defeat the Viking Raiders. Of course, Seth pins Ivar. We needed Seth to get some momentum going into Sunday. And I really think Seth and Alistair Black could tear the house down. 72. Very good. Right, the WWE Champion is seen for the first time. AJ Styles cuts a promo on Drew McIntyre. And that is how hot this storyline is. A 71 rated promo, but it's still lost heat. Very good. AJ will be watching on, let's say, the main event. Drew McIntyre is taking on Angel Garza in the main event. And it gets us... Not yet. There's an entrance. I forgot about the entrance. So the entrance is important. An 80 rated segment as well, which is good. So Drew McIntyre, we show him doing the entrance. We can even do that sword nonsense now if you want. He comes in, but what's important is he leans over the barricade and gives a hug to a man who's quite clearly friends with him, and we find out that that is his best friend. Drew McIntyre's best friend from school. Over here visiting, and Drew McIntyre, well, let's just say he makes it clear that he's a friend, and well, wrestling fans know where we're going. 80 rated segment, good stuff. The match itself then, the main event, good main event here. We could be onto a winner with this Raw if Drew carries us here. Come on, Drew, you can do it. 79, so it's still pretty damn good. He had 18 minutes and Drew McIntyre defeats Angel Garza with a Claymore. Ignore the Scott drop. 80 rated performance from Drew is very good. 59 from Angel Garza is not bad at all either. And Drew, again, as I mentioned a few times during this show, momentum going into his pay-per-view match. That's the main thing. 79, Drew stands tall, but as he's celebrating, you shouldn't have made your friend a target, because AJ Styles damn well will attack him. He doesn't come down the ramp because that would be too obvious and Drew would see him. He sneaks in through the crowd, and as Drew McIntyre is celebrating, he's on the ropes doing his thing, whatever it is. It's like Randy Orton, isn't it? But as he's celebrating, sort of, you can see all the crowd start to look at the other end of the ring where this friend was. But the cameras play it up as if it's a fight in the stands that we're going to ignore. Drew, keep celebrating. And then Drew notices that it's actually AJ Styles. And AJ Styles is here to fight his friend, his best friend. And he hits a Styles clash on the concrete. Now, we say it's his best friend from school. It doesn't have to be. It's going to be a trained wrestler, obviously. But AJ hits a big Styles clash on the concrete. Really hurts his friend. Scarpers away with the WWE Championship. Drew has a personal reason to be facing AJ Styles on Sunday. That's a good way to end the show with an 82 rated segment. What do we reckon then? I am on live on Twitch, of course. I did mention it last week. You guys have got about 30 seconds to get in your predictions for your show rating. I'll join you. I think we're going to hit 75, I'm going to go with, because the start to the show wasn't great, but the main event has been very, very good. Anybody want to take a guess in the comments? Now's your time. We're getting close. And we are 72. We got one. TARDIS Mechanic. Let's see. You've got a shout out on YouTube now. You're welcome. 82 for the segment rating, and the show rating 78. So we win. Shoot Headbutt came in late with a 73. It's better than what we all think. 77 from Lego Hair House. Oh, God, that was loud in my ear. That's on YouTube now as well. And new follower. Thank you very much for the new follow from Shoot Headbutt. Welcome along. This, of course, is a very, very good show in the end. Not quite as good as the 81 from last week. Not quite as good. But a 78, that's the way you start this week's episode. That's the way you start the stream. Good stuff. Okay, main event. And we open up with Bianca Belair. I'm taking them off because they're annoying me. Bianca Belair is in action against someone from NXT, Jessamine Duke. We're using her. We're going to get her involved here. We're not going to have her win because, duh, she's just someone for Bianca to beat on main event. See if they could do a good match. 47. The answer is no then. Bianca 52. Jessamine Duke 30. But a win for Bianca because I haven't used her enough and need to get her some victories. Fine. Drew McIntyre cut a promo on AJ Styles, furious and looking for revenge after he attacked his best friend. AJ, how dare you? Drew McIntyre is looking for vengeance and will get the vengeance when he drives AJ Styles through a table and takes his WWE Championship off his near-dead hand. 68, pretty good. Could have been better, to be honest. I feel like Drew can do better than that, but I'll take it. Okay, we decided to put the women's tag team titles on the line because when else am I going to put them on the line? Ever? Don't know. 59, it did okay. Billie Kay 55. Peyton 56, Carmella 54, Mandy 55. So all around the same level. And of course the Iconics successfully defend their women's tag team titles. There's actually not a lot more to say about this. Not a lot. We'll move on. They brag about it afterwards for 60. Good stuff from them. I think they are entertaining on the mic, so that could work. And then a fairly big angle, 71. So I'm going to say this for anyone watching on Twitch as well who hasn't been keeping up to date with the series, and why haven't you? Go and watch it. Big E Langston is no longer a babyface. Big E Langston is no longer in the New Day. Big E Langston lost his name a long time ago, so I need to stop saying Langston. He's the Intercontinental Champion. He's a heel and he broke up the New Day. He is here cutting a promo on Kofi Kingston because on Sunday he puts the championship on the line in a Hell in a Cell match against Kofi. When he's interrupted by Jeff Hardy and Jeff Hardy comes in and says, "You keep talking about Sunday, but I say this Friday on Smackdown, we'll see if you even make it and you put that championship on the line." Big E doesn't like the challenge and the match is made. It's Big E and Jeff Hardy on Smackdown on Friday for the Intercontinental Championship. 71. Pretty good. Okay, this one hasn't done as well, but it is mainly due to the fact that Cutler and Blake are, well, crap. The ring workers were in action. Mustafa Ali and Ricochet against the Forgotten Sons. They got the victory. Ricochet getting the win over Cutler, and he was head and shoulders above everyone else. Not just because of the flippy shit, because he is head and shoulders above everyone else in the ring here. 59 from Ali, Ricochet 75, 28 from Cutler, 30 from Wesley Blake, and Cutler was really off his game. Thanks, Steve. 55 though is okay. It's mainly due to Ricochet. And it's 75 from him, by the way. Ricochet, my man. The Usos cut a promo on Bryan and Reigns ahead of their big showdown on Sunday, 72. That's a good promo from the Usos. Heel Usos. Uso penitentiary heel Usos is what I have in my head. And they will have a good match against their cuz and D-Bry. They had a good match at SummerSlam. Reigns and Bryan did against Miz and Morrison for the titles. I think together they could have a good match again on Sunday. Okay, main event kills it actually. 73. Andrade was off his game, but he had a very good match against Chad Gable. Great chemistry. So this is a match we need to do again. Remember this, people. We need to do this again. Andrade 67, Gable 58, and Andrade gets the victory as he should going into a pay-per-view match on Sunday. I thought this would do well. I want to see this matchup, and he was very, very, very good. Thank you, gentlemen. End the show with a promo from Andrade, and he's talking about on Sunday he takes on Rey Mysterio, and he wants to prove he's the best Latin wrestler of all time. And when he beats Rey Mysterio will have to call him the best Latin wrestler of all time. 69 then, the main event. C show 71. Thank you Andrade. Thank you Chad Gable. Okay, NXT, and last week was the week we started to rebuild after the end of the Undisputed Era. This week we continue that. Keith Lee versus Roderick Strong is your main event, but we open up with Shotzi Blackheart against Chelsea Green. This could be a slow start. Well, it very much is a slow start. 21. Ha. Oh, brilliant. Shotzi 29, Chelsea 30. The crowd were turned off by having a match outside of the pre-show between workers they don't have any investment in. How do I make them wrestlers that you want to see without making you see them? I do sound like Vince McMahon there. The match was a terrible way to start the show and killed the crowd right away. Good. Shotzi's going to be a great challenger. Fantastic. Afterwards, she cut a promo. I didn't talk about it, and I didn't notice it either. Shotzi won, but during the finish, out came Raquel Gonzalez to try and get revenge after Shotzi laid out Dakota last week. Raquel is here to get revenge for her friend. It doesn't work. She botches the finish and Shotzi gets the win. Afterwards, she cuts a promo on Dakota Kai. She talks about how she wants to come for the NXT Women's Championship, and next week she wants to deal with her big dumb friend right here, Raquel Gonzalez. 25. Whew, not great. That's much better. Matt Riddle is walking backstage, turns a corner and bumps into Johnny two-time Gargano. Johnny and Riddle have a proper confrontation. Riddle is furious that Gargano sort of got himself involved in Pete Dunne's main event match last week, and he says, you know what, that's a mighty fine belt you've got on your shoulder, and Riddle walked away. They don't have a match tonight. Riddle's in action next. He's already booked, but a little bit of tension between the two as we start building four men four men after that championship. Matt Riddle was in action against Kona Reeves for 61, so that's not done as well as I thought it would, but Riddle did. Riddle, a 78, has very much brought the big time. 34 from Kona Reeves. Thanks, Kona. It's not bad. It's fine for TV stuff. It's still a 3-star match. I like the 70s and the 80s, of course, but a 3-star match isn't bad at all. Matt Riddle came out of it looking very good. 78 from him. Thank you, Matthew. Okay, we went backstage where William Regal has brought in the grizzled young veterans because he wants to make sure they're ready to defend their championships right now. Last week, they weaseled their way out with a doctor's note. Regal did not having it. He is not having it. And Gibson comes in, but James Drake does not. James Drake is in the toilet. James Drake has got a stomach problem. James Drake cannot wrestle. The grizzled young veterans cannot wrestle. Regal, he doesn't believe them, but he has to go along with it. And he says, fine, this week you won't do it. Next week, you will put the championships on the line. He's determined to get this match on the card. Instead, Dijakovic and Reed have a replacement opponent. 61 for that segment, by the way. 50 for this matchup as Dijakovic and Reed defeat Mendoza and Joaquin Wilde. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. As I say, I've said this a few times already. Dijakovic does not have the right popularity. He's got a 30 popularity or something like that, which is downright dreadful. I'm sure if he was in AEW, we'd have a better popularity. But still, Bronson Reed 39, 43 from Dijakovic, 52 from Joaquin Wilde, 44 for Raul Mendoza, and another win for the babyface team as we really start getting some chemistry between the two of them. They will get their championship opportunity next week, or will they? Let's wait. Okay, after the match, last week, the Grizzled Young Veterans tried to attack and Dijakovic and Reed saw it coming. This week, they got their attack in. Big attack from the tag team champions here. 48 segment. Fine. Good stuff. I do like the Grizzled Young Veterans. Zach Gibson is a goddamn star. Okay, this didn't do well either. This has not been a good NXT. The first of tonight's Cruiserweight tournament matches, and Brian Kendrick books his way into the final 8. I think you need a guy in there who's, he's not going to win. I get that. But he can have a good match. He's experienced. He has some prestige about him. And I think that's important. So Brian Kendrick, in-ring performance of 44. Danny Burch, 30. Brian gets the victory. I'm going to slice bread number 2. Fine. We'll grit our teeth and bear through it. Finn Balor cut a promo on Keith Lee. Next week he puts the championship on the line. And as he said last week, if you want to come at the Prince, you're going to get put down. That is undisputed. Now, Keith Lee, you think you're limitless, but at NXT TakeOver, Finn Balor says he took you to the limit. And next week, Finn Balor says he will take you to the limit again. 70. Good promo. Thank you, Finn. And the match itself has really sucked. Really sucked. Wow. Finn Balor, really off his game. That was unexpected. That's not good. Good chemistry, which is good. 69 from Balor, 64 from Kushida. And Balor gets the win after interference from Roderick Strong. We really start now to tell the story that Balor has got the Undisputed Era as a well-oiled machine again after the issues that Adam Cole had towards the end. 61. This NXT's not done well. It's not done well. Afterwards, we come back from break to go to the car park, and Strong, O'Reilly and Fisher leaving. They think their job is done. No, that wouldn't work because Roderick Strong's in a match. So let's not say that. We can say maybe that they've gone into the car park because Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly have found that Roderick Strong's car has got graffiti written all over it. They didn't see who did it, but all it says is Adam Cole, baby. Yeah, we're not going to show Cole, but it's clear that he's starting to play some mind games here, 62, for the segment. Second tournament matchup, and it's not done very well again. Again, pre-show workers, but these guys need to just be used to get past that, and it's starting to bug me, but it's fine. 38. Isaiah Swerve Scott books his place in the final 8. So we've got half of our final 8 already. That's Santos Escobar, Tyler Breeze, Swerve Scott, and Kendricks. We've got 2 heels, 2 faces. And yeah, good win for Swerve Scott. 50 from him is very good. 40 from Mariah Daivari, and we get a 38. Thank you, game. Screw you. Screw you. 33 for the promo afterwards. Santos cuts on Isaiah Swerve Scott. He says Isaiah Swerve Scott is not what Cruiserweight Championship should be about. He is what the Cruiserweight Championship should be about. Candice LeRae, Tegan Knox are backstage. They sort of bump into each other and have a big brawl backstage. 2 former friends turned rivals. Candice is not quite done with Tegan and she's attacked her again. Tegan wanted a revenge as well. So, yeah, we have a nice brawl to keep these guys going. Main event time then. Keith Lee and Roderick Strong. Can you save the show, boys? Keith Lee, though, is very hit and miss. I'm not sure this is going to work, but we'll give it a go. Keith Lee and Roderick Strong gets us 68. So, again, second man off his game. So, the 2 men in the title match next week have both had a bad night. Dramatic drink. Not pleased with that. Keith Lee 56, Roderick Strong 56. Not great from him either, if I'm honest. It's still got us a 68 from nowhere. I'm assuming the storylines have boosted it a big bit. Keith Lee gets the victory, but after the match, the Undisputed Era reigns supreme. They beat down Keith Lee, really soften him up ahead of next week. The 4-on-1 beatdown. Finn Balor can hit the coup de grace. Roderick Strong can hit the end of Heartache or whatever it is, and they could all hit their finishers and really go to town on Keith Lee to end the show. 64, the Undisputed Era are dominant. This isn't going to be a good NXT. I'm going to guess 63, but I think it may be below that. We'll go with it. It's going to be a 65, so I'm pleasantly surprised again. Lost its popularity in 10 regions, but increased our popularity in 18 regions. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, not a great show. I was really banking on Balor, Kushida, Lee and Strong to kill it. They haven't done that, and that's caused us a little bit of an issue. Here we go then, NXT UK, and last week we had our best show yet. Tyler Bate and Chris Brooks killed it in the main event. Neither man are going to be used tonight. They've got the week off. We open up with 6-man action. The Ojmo teaming with Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster against Noam Dar and Gala, Smart Coffee, and Wolfgang, whatever. 10 minutes they got, and the Ojmo got the pinfall. Quick roll-up over Noam Dar. These two have been feuding recently, as I'm sure you guys know if you've keeping up to date with the YouTube videos. And Noam Dar is furious at the attention that the Ojmo is constantly getting. Well, he's a bit more furious now. A bit embarrassed as well. The Ojmo getting a flash pinfall victory. 47. Pretty good stuff for NXT UK. The Ojmo carried this one, a 51 alongside Flash Morgan Webster. The face team were pretty good actually. 49 from Mark Andrews. The heel's not as good. But still pretty good. Solid start to an NXT UK show, that for me. And the Ojmo gets the victory. Afterwards, the Ojmo is celebrating and laughing as Noam Dar in the ring has a proper temper tantrum. Christian WrestleMania 18 style temper tantrum. Banging him about. He is not happy. Let's play the comical heel. Noam Dar can do it. Okay, Women's Division contest here. We did a triple threat matchup with nothing on the line because why not? Zia Brookside got a victory over Bobby Tyler and Sadie Gibbs. Now, as I say, I am streaming this tonight and we have found out earlier in the night that Sadie Gibbs is taking bookings in AEW. Sadie Gibbs has lost this matchup. Zia Brookside gets the victory. The Icon Clasm again. 34. Not bad considering the popularities. Not bad. And that's a good win for Zia Brookside. We can change Bobby Tyler's gimmick because it was awful, and hopefully that goes down a bit better. Awful again. Good. Glad that's gone well, but a good win for Zia Brookside. We haven't done anything storyline with her this week, but I just wanted to get her a good win. The seemingly challenger for the NXT UK Women's Champion, Ginny Couture, cut a promo on Kaylee Ray for 34. Not great from Ginny again. She sets a challenge out. Next week, she challenges Kaylee Ray. She wants the championship, and she wants the championship match next week. 34. Okay, the NXT UK champion is here in the middle of the card having a matchup because I wanted him to defeat someone, and we've got a big tag team title main event. Volta defeated Tyson T-Bone here in about 6 minutes. The Golden Bomb did the business. Tyson T-Bone, you're in here with the champion of the brand and you're off your game. This was your chance to shine and you didn't take it on your debut with the company because I really haven't used him. Fine. 63 from Volta, 30 from Tyson, 59. That's still pretty good. That is what Volta can do. So pretty good. During the matchup, Killian Dane is sat at ringside watching on and Volta keeps getting distracted. Volta is... wants Killian Dane's full attention. He wants to be the star. He wants Killian to know that he is a threat. And Killian Dane is starting to just get distracted. He is mocking him, really. And he pulls out of his bag and he's mocking him that much that he's more interested in his food. A Greg's sausage roll, shall we say. That's what the comments wanted. That's what the comments get. A Greg sausage roll, and Volta is not happy. So after the match, he gets right in Killian Dane's face. Killian Dane and Volta are sort of either side of the barricade, and Volta slaps the sausage roll straight out of Killian Dane's hands. A real brutal slap to the sausage roll. It got hurt. Let's just say that. And the brawl starts out at ringside. It gets broken up by officials. Keeps these two going, which is pretty good. And we got the sausage roll in. The Black Country Boys cut a promo for Thor 42. Trent didn't do well on the promo here, unfortunately. Ahead of the tag team title rematch they've got, it's inside a steel cage. They vow to win back the championships. It's the Black Country Boys, Trent Seven and Dave Mastiff against Joe Hendry and Eddie Dennis for a 60. So a good main event. This is a really good show, actually. A really sort of solidly good show, which is good. And the winners are the current champions, Joe Hendry and Eddie Dennis. Their first defense of the titles, and they keep the belts. Trent carried this one with a 66. Dave 31. Joe Hendry 46 and 42 for Eddie Dennis. Pretty good NXT UK, this. Pretty damn good. So it will give us a 58. Solid stuff. Big tag match in the main event. We got a good win for Zia Brookside. Volta and Killian Dane continued their thing. And the Ojmo got another good victory. Success. Okay, we end the episode with Friday Night Smackdown. And yeah, this should be good. We open up with the Intercontinental Championship on the line. It's Big E against Jeff Hardy, your winner. And still Intercontinental Champion. 72 rated match. Big E Langston defends the championship against Jeff Hardy and wins. Big Ending does the business. It's actually his first defense of the title, which is interesting. A 70 rated performance from Big E, 63 from Jeff, and he was boosted, I guess, by a good storyline and commentary. Commentary quite good. 72. Good start to the show. Big E gets a clean victory over a former Intercontinental Champion, a former WWE Champion. It's going to help Big E Langston. Stop calling him Langston. It's not Langston. 72, though. Good stuff. Afterwards, Big E is... well, he is ready to destroy some people. He's already got Jeff down and out. He doesn't like that Chad Gable is trying to help his friend. Chad Gable eats a big ending. He gets beaten down too. And Big E looks like he's really going to hurt these two when out comes Kofi Kingston. Kingston runs into the ring just as Jeff and Gable slide out. And down comes the Cell. The Cell starts lowering. Nobody knows why. The Cell starts lowering. Who's lowering the Cell? We'll find out. The Cell starts lowering, locking Big E with Kofi Kingston, and Kofi can finally get his hands on Big E Langston. And Big E's not expecting to fight tonight. Big E's not expecting Kofi. And an SOS and a Trouble in Paradise. And the Intercontinental Champion is laid out here. Laid out. But who brought the Cell down and who trapped Big E? We'll follow that throughout the show. Good build for their Intercontinental Championship feud. Yes. Backstage, Braun Strowman is confronted by Robert Roode. Last week, Braun Strowman defeated Dolph Ziggler in a street fight, and as it's meant as no Dolph tonight, he is, well, healing his wounds that Braun Strowman gave him. Braun Strowman then, of course, was thrown from the side of the Cell into an announce table by the Fiend. So Braun Strowman is nursing some injuries himself. You'll have tape, but he's a monster. He can still wrestle tonight. 72 rated segment. Braun Strowman takes on the challenge from Robert Roode. JBL arrives, takes it as a challenge from Robert Roode and says, JBL's the SmackDown general manager, by the way, for anyone not realising. And he says, yeah, you've got your match. Falls Count Anywhere tonight. Main event. 72. Good stuff. Chad Gable's backstage giving Jeff Hardy a pep talk. He says, you're unlucky tonight, but we will come good. We will be ready, willing, and Gable to be SmackDown Tag Team Title Champions. It's 56, pretty good. Sonya Deville was in action, defeating Dana Brooke for 59. It got 7.5 minutes, and again, another good win for Sonya. We've been doing this a lot lately, and Sonya's been getting some good victories. She's been boosted and boosted and boosted. Gets another one here. 60 from Sonya, good stuff. Dana Brooke, 40, 59. Very good. Afterwards, she cut a promo, hyping herself up as the next best star in this division and the next SmackDown Women's Champion. 58. Backstage, Big E confronts Xavier Woods. He thinks Xavier Woods lowers the Cell. He accused him of doing it. And for the first time in this storyline, my light is beeping. That wasn't planned. Really? Right. Backup light. Oh God, that's bright. That is very bright for some reason. Okay, and we're back. I did clock your 84, by the way, but let's get back to it so I can just edit that bit out of the recording. It's fine. We should be fine. I'm just going to check, actually. Yeah, we're good. Right. Backstage, Big E runs into Xavier Woods. SmackDown is so lit the power. Thank you. Big E runs into Xavier Woods backstage. He thinks Xavier Woods lowered the Cell. He thinks Xavier Woods has chosen his side in this New Day explosion. He thinks Xavier Woods has chosen his side. And for the first time in this storyline, he gets physical with Xavier Woods. He pushes him up the wall. Xavier Woods really sells the fear because he knows Big E can be a monster. And Big E, it looks like he's about to attack Xavier Woods as the segment ends. And that's it. That's all we say, but it's quite clear that Big E believes Xavier Woods has taken a side in this New Day Civil War. Bayley cut a promo on Nikki Cross ahead of a big tag team Strange Bedfellows type matchup. She vows that she will win back her championship on Sunday. Nikki Cross doesn't deserve to be near it. Alexa Bliss doesn't deserve to be near it. And Sasha Banks, well, she's not a boss, she's a loser, and she will lose on Sunday. 42. The match itself then is Bayley and Sasha against Alexa and Nikki, and it gets us to 66. So this is quite good for this division. Sasha and Alexa are actually off their game, which is annoying. Bayley 59, Sasha 60, Nikki 64, the best of the lot. That's interesting because she's got the lowest pop. Alexa Bliss 55. Sasha and Bayley get the win. Sasha submits Nikki Cross after a bad miscommunication between Nikki and Alexa. So really sowing the seeds that these two aren't getting on, and they'll be on their own on Sunday. But Sasha and Bayley, of course, you can play the idea that these two don't get on as well. Real storyline, sports entertainment stuff. Good stuff. 66 post-match. Sasha is celebrating with the title when she's attacked by Bayley, who wants all the attention, so she leaves her laying and ends the segment holding the belt high. Good stuff. Kofi Kingston, we see him backstage, and he is talking to a worker backstage with a WWE shirt on, and he's giving him some money. And we hear him say, thank you for lowering the cell. He wasn't expecting it. It worked. Thank you so much. It wasn't Xavier Woods who lowered the cell. It was a worker. Kofi had paid a worker. And at the end of the segment, Kofi is informed that Xavier Woods has been attacked. And Kofi runs out to find Xavier Woods hurt and getting seen to by doctors. But it wasn't Xavier Woods who lowered the cell. It wasn't. Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan could have promo on the Usos for 71. What we say a promo, but what actually happens is Reigns is interrupted by a producer or whatever and say, Roman, your wife and your daughter is here. They're here. And Reigns is a bit confused. And he's like, right, okay, there must be a surprise. He says to Daniel, listen, you'll have to be on your own out there against Sheamus. I've got to deal with this. This is unexpected, a surprise. Interesting. But he says, but don't worry, you'll be fine because the Usos aren't here. We know that. On Sunday, we'll beat their ass. Tonight, they're not here, so you'll be fine. I've got to go deal with this. Reigns leaves. Bryan's on his own for the main event. Not the main event. It's definitely not the main event. Why have I said that? Daniel Bryan and Sheamus, though, could have been the main event because it's a 70-6. Goddamn 6. Brilliant. 15 minutes they got. And the yes lock. Why is it called the no lock? It's the yes lock. It gets the business done for Daniel Bryan. 84 from D-Bry. And Sheamus with a 61. Not bad either, really. And a good matchup. A clean victory for Daniel Bryan. Afterwards, though, the Usos are here. And they attack Daniel Bryan. Out comes Roman Reigns to make the save. And it's quite clear that it was a trap. His wife and kids is not here. The Usos had played them like a fool and managed to get in an attack on Daniel Bryan. They softened up Bryan's shoulder, we'll say, for Hell in a Cell. Reigns eventually made the save and ran them off. But the Usos got the job done. 71. Good stuff. Firefly Funhouse time. Bray Wyatt is hyping up the Universal Championship match for Hell in a Cell. What we can say here, Firefly Funhouse, I've got it written. We can say that Wyatt is teaching viewers how to break out of their cages within, their cells within that are holding them inside. And he says, the best way that you do that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is you use every means necessary and you hurt whoever is in your way. Bray Wyatt, twisted and sick individual, 75. Good, very good stuff actually, as always from Bray. The Miz and John Morrison could have promo on the ring workers ahead of their match up next for 69. Good stuff. The match itself, then we did want to do a elimination tornado tag, so that's what it is going to be, but I couldn't make it work in the game, so ignore what it says and go with what I say. 69. The match itself, and 82. Jeez Louise, what's happened here? Mustafa Ali 61, Ricochet 75, The Miz stole the show with a 77, Morrison pulled out a 70, amazing stuff, and the ring workers get a big victory here. Former SmackDown Tag Team Champions, former WWE Champion, and they get a victory over them. It's a big win. Ricochet pins John Morrison with a double splash, but an 82. Wow, Ricochet is improving week in, week out, and we are giving him the wins to do so. Right, Braun Strowman cut a promo hyping up the main event against Robert Roode for 73. And that main event then is a Falls Count Anywhere match, which again, I couldn't make happen for some reason. Just ignore what it says. Braun and Robert Roode for the main event gives us an 84. SmackDown has killed it. We started slow with Raw. NXT was a struggle. NXT UK was pretty good, but SmackDown has stolen the show again. An 84, an 86 from Braun. That main event on Sunday, I'm telling you now already, it's going to be the main event. Braun and Bray Wyatt are going to steal the whole damn industry. This is going to be great. 55 from Robert Roode. Didn't matter because it's all about Braun Strowman here. He wins the match, of course. After the match, He's celebrating, and the cell starts to lower again. And this isn't a worker. This is the work of the Fiend. The cell starts to lower, and as the Fiend makes his entrance, now as the cell lowers, the Fiend gets in perfectly timed, as you would expect from him. Sort of the music of it, and as the Fiend is walking down, the cell lowers. But Braun Strowman has other ideas. Braun Strowman thought this would happen, and Braun Strowman starts running the ropes, and Braun Strowman starts running around the outside, and he picks up some momentum. The Fiend is laughing, and Braun Strowman hurtles himself at the cell wall, right? And a chunk of the cell, I'm sure they can do it, a chunk of the cell just collapses under the weight of Braun Strowman onto the Fiend. Braun Strowman very cleverly attacking the Fiend, taking himself out in the melee of it all. Both men are down to end the show. 84 for the match, 85 for the segment. Boy, oh boy, this is going to be good. I already have a before the show prediction from someone in the comments here. 84, they said. I think they could be right. The show segment is an 82. So not quite, but it's still a very good show. A still very, very good show. Good main event. Very good main event. Good tag match to back that up as well with the 82. That last hour of Smackdown was brilliant because you had Reigns and Bryan before it as well. Wow. Good start to the show as well. I'm very, very pleased with that. And that's that then, the end of the episode. A pretty good episode, I think you'll say. Raw was pretty good. Main event was, the main event of main event was pretty good. NXT UK was pretty solidly average stuff. Good for NXT UK really. And then Smackdown, it's as usual, very good stuff. So we go into Hell in a Cell. It is going to be a big show. You've got Big E and Kofi Kingston inside the cell. You've got Braun Strowman and The Fiend inside the cell. You've got Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan against the Usos. You've got Drew and AJ for the WWE Championship in a tables match. You've got Alistair Black and Seth Rollins for the United States Championship. You've got massive matches on this card. We're not even talk about the women's division. There's Shayna Baszler and Asuka. There's Sasha Banks versus Bayley versus Alexa Bliss versus Nikki Cross. Fatal 4-way for the SmackDown Women's Championship. There is so much going on this card, and we have got a lot to do. That is this Sunday. Again, I'm going to be streaming it live. I'm actually probably going to have already streamed it by the time this episode goes out. So please do keep up to date with my Twitter handle. That's @CarlDixon95 for all of the updates. It's the best way to do it. I'll tweet out if I'm going to be live that night. And if I'm live that night, please do join me on Twitch. If not, catch up here this Sunday, YouTube channel this Sunday at 4:30. Potentially earlier, but probably 4:30 UK time, that is. You'll see Hell in a Cell. Who will walk away Universal Champion? Who will walk away WWE Champion? Women's Champion on Raw, SmackDown, Tag Team Champions. A lot to be decided. Just a month before Survivor Series. Hell in a Cell. A month before Survivor Series, where I can tell you now, I am going to be doing a 5-on-5 Raw versus SmackDown Survivor Series elimination match. That is going to be done. I'm not doing champion versus champion, but I'm doing the 5-on-5. So where does that come into it? Where does a potential draft come into it? I've got an idea for a draft. We'll see. Until next time, peace.